Nice. Oh, look at this. Oh, look what I got. It's like an e-sock. I don't have a landing net. It is looking like it's not a common. It might be some kind of quillback. I'm not sure what that is. But we will use that as bait, is what we will do. It kind of looks like an Asian carp. Maybe it is. Look at that. Is that a grass carp? Scratching my head here. Stopped here to catch bait, do some B-roll, to start this video with some action before I go on my adventure. I was not expecting to get this. Wow. Pretty sure it's not a quillback. Does not appear to be a filter feeder. I don't know, probably is a filter feeder, but its mouth is not the same. At some point, I just need to go ahead and do this. Welcome back to M Hood Fishing, everybody. This is Fort Jackson. This is the moat. We're on a big adventure today. For the most part, this is really shallow, this moat, but it does hold fish. A lot of spotted gar, a lot of red spotted sunfish. So this is a huge historic site, this fort. And the river is extremely low. Therefore, I'm down here with Ray. We're waiting for him to get some drone shots. We're gonna do some exploration of the river in this area. I'm gonna go to some spots I've never taken you before. Well, while we're doing that, in the meantime, as you saw before in the beginning of this video, I needed to get some fresh bait. We've got that. We're just soaking a red worm right there. I don't know if we're gonna get anything, but yeah, we're almost out of here, guys, and it's going to be epic. Whoa, the scenery changed. Don't worry, we're still at Fort Jackson. It's quite a big site. This is the harbor at Fort Jackson. I would say that this is a really old harbor, probably the original one. This is a boat ramp. There is another ramp that other people prefer more, real close to here. I've shot a lot of videos at it. It's back this way, it's on the river. Some people don't like this one when the river is really low. There's going to be a lot of people coming back and forth today right here because it's hunting season, duck hunting and other things going on, mostly duck hunters. So this road that I'm walking on is going to dead end, and then it's just going to be a rough track. It is kind of like a peninsula. It's going to lead to the channel that everyone's going to take out to the river. When the river has been higher in the past, I haven't really been able to get down it, but because the river's been so low for so long, should be able to traverse it. It's going to be sloppy today for this first bit of the trek because there's been a lot of rain, especially the past 3 days. That's been there for a good while. There was another one here, and I think actually there were 2 more here, and they're gone. Probably got destroyed in storms. I have no idea what we're going to discover. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through this thick stuff here, this overgrowth. We're going to find a way. We're going to have to bushwhack. Like I said, this is a peninsula, but it's not that the river is on one side of us and the harbor's the other. There's another bit of water, another harbor right here on my right, and the one that I showed you with the boat ramp is on the left. And here it is, that bit of water on our right. A lot of choke here, a lot of hyacinth right up to the bank. We are going to do some catfishing today, but for this bit of the video, I left the catfish rod back in the truck because I don't think that's going to be a thing for this. I don't think we're going to be able to get all the way past the channel because you see there's people coming and going, so therefore there's going to be an end to this and we're going to have to turn back. If the river was much lower, I think we could get across and keep going. Everything's going to have to get dropped right here, guys, for a second. I've got a game trail here, but it's getting pretty smurfy, kind of hobbity. You know, it's going really low. It's like a tunnel through this hard pack. I dropped everything back there because I need to scout without anything to hinder me. See if I can find a way for us to get through here, or at least ascertain if it's worth it. In my mind it is, because I really want to see the end, though I could just get on a boat. I'm sure that I could make that happen, but I want to do it on foot. I want to do it the hard way. It's times like this and I'm like, why did I leave the machete at the house? Look at that abandoned boat over there. Oh, this is some serious hard pack right here. We found a way to push through for a little more down this peninsula. This is starting to open up nicely in a lot of places. We keep looking out. We'll run into a point where it's open and everything's overgrown and looks like we can't get through. Find a way to push through. We're getting back here to where we get to that bottleneck right there, and everything's getting shallow the further we get in, and you can see a sandbar or two. Hopefully we will be successful in getting all the way there. I say hopefully successful. It's getting dicey again, hard pack again, but Ray is still going forward. He's ahead of us, so obviously we can do it. Dropped on my gear for a second because I see something in the woods. I want to see what it is. Looks like an upside down bathtub. Probably likely floated here during a high water period. Really weird looking insulation on the bottom there. Foam. We finally made it. We're at the back of this pond here, or harbor, whatever. It may have been a second harbor in the past. Super shallow back here. Super sloppy back here as well. Here we are. This is a channel leading out of the other harbor, but I don't think it's the one the boats are using to get into the river because it's super shallow. Airboats could probably come through here.
Oh yeah. Going out.
It is going out. When I looked at this on the satellite, this particular channel, these two channels, this one here and that one over there, it was not a low water period. Fish knocking off out here, but it looked like if I came here at just below 4 feet, which is what the river is today, that I might be able to walk across. I do have boots for that on, but I think it's going to get a little too deep, go over my boots. And yeah, I left my catfish gear back at the truck because I didn't want to carry too much big stuff through this bushwhack coming out this way. Now everything's walkable for me so far, but you look at this right here, start to get into this mud kind of stuff, clay, it might become unwalkable eventually. Yeah, that higher stuff, the clay looking stuff. And yep, it's getting soft the closer I get to the river. Let's go look at this other channel. This harbor area that we're exploring has been in use before boats had motors on them. So there's no telling what we're going to find back here, if we find anything that old at all. Here's the channel that's leading out of pond that we were hiking along. This may have been a harbor as well, not sure. I'm gonna go as far as to say that these were dug by man, may have been dug by hand. At least one of them may have been, and then the other ones maybe not. They could be old borrow pits, old sand pits. They used to dig out these harbors by hand for these ships at places like this, at forts along the river. That ground where the channel is coming out, where we just saw it, is very walkable, but I have a feeling it's not so much the case as you come back here into the pond. Ray is nowhere around me, so if I go deep, I'm gonna be there a while. Okay. Oh, that is really soft. Yeah, I don't want to go any further. Super shallow right here. That's a mud boat you hear. Wow, they did shoot down that channel. There's another one coming, so we can see this in action. So now I know this is the main channel coming out of that back harbor, and it's probably just going to be mud boats coming down it, because that's the only thing they can get. A mud boat, if you're not familiar, similar to an airboat, they can get over that real shallow stuff, and that's maybe 2 feet or less, probably less than 2 feet. Back in the day, even before the Industrial Revolution, they probably kept this deep by digging it out when the river would go low, and they would bring ships back through here during high tide, because that would be your best advantage in getting something with a considerable draft through here. But you know, this is a low river period, so normal times a lot of different craft can get through here, just not today. As I come back around this corner to check out the harbor, it is getting sloppy. We are getting into some sinky stuff, but we're still able to get. Doesn't look that fishable. Oh, I just saw a fish out there. I'm sorry you got the sun in your eyes, but remember I do too. There is something out there. I see it. As I stand and look at it, I start to sink deeper, so we need to work our way back here. All right, guys, this was a really cool trek, totally worth it, but it is time to work our way back and look for some other cool things. Back at the harbor, up at the boat ramp where we started. I can't really walk away without checking this out. We might try getting on it, but it looks in bad shape. Pretty crazy looking though, huh? Well, I don't know how long this has been here. I don't remember it. Whew! After one catfish spot and back here to this pond to look for perch, there's not going to be any fish in this video, because after 3 days of rain, you don't get a good day of fishing. That is the truth right there, especially this time of year, back end of November. Yeah, you're right, guys. Had a great time with Ray going down bushwhacking to the end there, checking that out. Really cool. Just to think about it, that harbor was probably originally dug by hand and just in use for a long time, and now you need a mud boat to get out of there if the river is this low, and it's going to be low for a while longer. So yeah, you're right, guys. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.